Today, there was no one else in our house. The entire place felt empty, with just my dear mother and me at home. She was busy making the bed in the room. I walked in, and then I did something that made her incredibly happy. This happiness she felt was similar to the joy she experienced the first time my father gave her such a gift. After that, my younger sister was born. Today, I made my mother smile in the same way, filling her heart with happiness. As she worked on the bed, I could see her happiness shining through, lighting up her face. There was something different about her today, a glow that I had never seen before. Now, I want to share a unique story with you, a story about a family living in Australia, a story about the bond of love between a mother and her son. Welcome, friends, to our YouTube channel, Only Storytelling. Consider this channel your own, and if you enjoy the stories we share, please subscribe to stay updated. So, let's begin. Hello, everyone. My name is Jade, and I'm from Canada. I have a handsome appearance, and I'm currently a private doctor. Most of my clients are women, which has allowed me to learn a lot about their preferences. I know how to make women happy, and I pride myself on being able to put a smile on their faces, never leaving them angry. Besides my work, there are 3 other people in my family. My father is a businessman, often away in different cities for work, which means he doesn't have much time to spend with my mother. I've often seen her sitting alone, looking sad. My mother, Obia, is exceptionally beautiful, even though she's getting older. Despite her age, she still looks youthful. But since my father is away so often, she tends to feel lonely. My mother is a housewife, and my younger sister, who's still in school, is oblivious to all of this. Today, I saw my mother sitting alone, looking as sad as ever. I smiled at her and said, "Mom, if you want, we could go for a walk on the beach. There's a small, beautiful beach near our house. Most people visit the beach in pairs, but today it would just be me and my mother." I waited for her response, hoping she would agree. She glanced at me and clearly refused, but I persisted, and after a bit of convincing, she finally agreed to go. It was Friday, and usually people didn't go to the beach on Fridays. In fact, there had been an incident there that day, so nobody was around. It was just me and my mother when we reached the beach gate. The security guard initially refused to let us in, but my mother knew a few of the guards, so she spoke to them, and they let us through. Once on the beach, I still noticed that my mother's face was not filled with joy. As her son, I didn't feel comfortable talking to her about personal matters, but I needed to understand why she was so down. Then my mother suddenly asked, "Son, don't you go to college? Don't you have any girlfriend there?" I was taken aback by her question, but also relieved, thinking that maybe now she would feel more comfortable sharing her thoughts with me. I shook my head and answered, "No, Mom, I don't have a girlfriend, and I'm not really interested in girls. I need to focus on my studies. I have a lot of plans for the future." My mother smiled lightly, and I felt good seeing her laugh. But then she said, "Jade, boys your age usually have multiple girlfriends. And here you are, saying you're not interested. What are you talking about?" At that moment, something strange slipped from my lips, and I instantly regretted it. I was nervous, wondering what my mother would think of me. Without thinking, I blurted out, "Mom, I'm not interested in girls, but I'm very interested in women older than me." My mother paused, looking at me in silence for a moment. Then, gently placing her hand on my head, she said, "Okay, then, what is it about women that you find so appealing compared to girls?" I explained, "If I were to pursue something with a girl, I would have to marry her. But if it's a woman, there's no fear of marriage. If something happens, there's no need to worry." My mother seemed confused by my explanation, but eventually spoke up clearly. It was a quiet evening at home, just my mother and me. The house felt peaceful, and for the first time in a while, it seemed like the perfect opportunity to spend some time together. My younger sister was at Annie's house, and my father was away on a business trip, leaving us alone. I noticed my mother was looking a bit down, as she often did when my father was away for long stretches. I smiled at her and said, "Mom, it's getting late. How about we go for a walk? Just the 2 of us." She hesitated for a moment, but after a little persuasion, she agreed. We headed out to a small beach near our house, a place that was often crowded but quiet tonight. As we walked together, I noticed a change in my mother. She seemed to be lifting her spirits, and I could tell that she appreciated the time we were spending together. We made our way home, and my mother said something that surprised me. "Tonight, I want to hear about how much you've grown and the things that matter to you now." Her words made me pause, and a flood of thoughts filled my mind about how much I wanted to share with her. It was as if our roles had shifted slightly, and we were no longer just mother and son, but two people who could confide in each other as equals. At home, we sat down to a warm meal. It was just the two of us, enjoying the simple joy of being together. After dinner, we both went to our rooms, but neither of us could sleep. I could hear the soft sound of video playing from my mother's room, and I was curious. I quietly approached and peeked inside, but instead of being embarrassed, my mother noticed me and gave me a gentle smile. "Come in, Jade. It's nice that you're here," she said. "If you want, you can share what's been on your mind." I sat down with her, and we started talking about everything, life, the future, and the things that had been weighing on us both. It was a moment of understanding, a rare and precious connection between a mother and her son. She told me how proud she was of me, and I felt the same way about her. The next morning, I noticed that my mother seemed a little stiff as she walked. When I asked her what happened, she explained that she had hurt her leg while doing something to make me happy the night before. It made me realize how much she cared about me, how her love and care shaped everything she did. As I looked at her, I felt a deep sense of gratitude for the bond we shared. It was a quiet, yet profound connection that didn't need words to explain it. Our lives were simple, but there was so much joy in these moments of closeness. Later, as I thought about the future, I knew that this relationship, this love between mother and son, would continue to grow and evolve. We would always be there for each other, supporting one another through life's ups and downs. And as I reflected on that, I realized that this was the most important thing, the love and understanding we shared.